Okay, looks like we're good. Excuse me. What is good, everyone? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless one of the manly can play, and we are back for some more Project Motor Racing. I don't know, something about this game is kind of got its hooks in me. Yeah, I mean, I can't point to one particular thing, but yeah, the game's got its hooks in me right now. And the crazy part about it is that I'm not racing in VR. If the game had VR, that would be the clear-cut answer as to why I would be playing it so much, because I'm racing all these older car classes in VR. But yeah, the Lions play here in about an hour, so I want to try to, so this stream is probably only going to be about an hour long, because I definitely want to catch the Lions game, and you should too. And then as far as the 2.4 hours of Le Mans on Le Mans Ultimate, I'm still waiting to find out what time works for my teammate Henez Catoni, because he lives in Germany and there's a 6-hour time difference between where I am on Eastern Standard Time versus his time zone. So at the moment, I'm still planning to do that race, and I'm still planning to stream that race. I'm just waiting to hear back from him and see what time slot works for him. And so this stream is probably going to sound more like a hit piece than an actual stream, because here it is, it's been 2 days since the game launched, and there's still streams, videos, shorts, Twitter posts all over the place about this game, and it still ranges from mixed to negative. There's a few people out there that's being positive about this game. There's some people out there that do like this game. And I'm being one of them. I be one of them. I do like this game. But speaking of the negativity about this game, mainly I'm talking about influencers. There seems to be there's two influencers, two types of influencers that I want to talk about as far as how they're being negative about this game. One type of influencer that I want to talk about is the influencers that speak about how bad this game is, and they keep making video after video after video about it. If the game is bad, you don't like it, don't play it. Make your one or two videos about that it's bad, and then move on. The other type of negative influencer that I want to talk about is the ones who experienced it early. Those who experienced the game at the Sim Racing Expo in Germany, those who experienced the game at the Sim Gaming Expo that I was at in Illinois. And I could have played the game when I was there, but when I went to the Sim Gaming Expo, I treated it more like a meet and greet, because it was my chance to meet YouTubers that I had been friends with, like Eric B, the Realist in particular. I think we've been friends now, I'm thinking like close to a year now. And, and I finally got to meet him. And when I met him, it felt like I found my long lost brother. I got to meet some other content creators like Wrench Winch. She's a pretty nice person. Mike, a Sim Racing 604, who was really cool. I met one of the, Overtake GG guys. Along with I risk it for the risk it all. Blanco 45. So yeah, I met in Viking King Gaming. A few people that I met that are my friends. So all that time that I was at the Sim Gaming Expo, I only tried a couple of sims. There was one rig that was weird that had like a Formula One type dynamic to it where you're leaning back. I tried that, and then I tried the motion rig. I think it's called Cube Control, which I posted the video of that, and that was like the first time I ever tried a motion rig, and it just blew my mind. I'm like, man, I want one of these. You add bass shakers and VR to the mix, and it's the closest you'll ever come to being in a race car. I went off the tracks a little bit there, but some of these people, some of these content creators, tried the games at these expos. They had early access to the game, and some of them were very positive on the game. And then when the game came out, they flipped and just started trashing the game. So I'm wondering what happened between the time that you tried the game at the expo to when it came out, that it went from being a good game to absolute trash. So I'm seeing both types of these influencers as opportunists. There's an opportunity there for them to put out content and get clicks and views, which translate to revenue, because these people are monetized on YouTube. So what I think is going to end up happening is Project Motor Racing. I think they're going to weather this storm. They're going to make it out of this. It's going to be a long road back, but I do think they're going to make it out of this. And ultimately what's going to happen is when they make it out of this storm, especially when they give us like the first piece of major DLC, like case in point, there's no Ferraris in the game. So if they were to give us the Ferrari hypercar as a DLC, and then they make a developer's blog stating all the things that they fixed in this game, all those people that trashed the game, they're going to come back and do a video on it and talk about, let's see if the game's improved, checking out the Ferrari DLC, all this stuff. They're going to act like they're dipping their heads in to get a progress report to see if the game's improved. No, they're making videos because it's an opportunity to gain views, and clicks. It happened with Le Mans Ultimate. When Le Mans Ultimate first came out, people were trashing that game left and right. Now, some of it was deserved because the game was crashing a lot when it first came out, but they fixed that. And they were still criticizing the game, mostly because the game was in early access and they were still selling DLC for it. And they felt like, you shouldn't be selling DLC if the game's still in early access. Well, everybody's doing that shit. Some of these racing games sell season passes while they're still in early access. It is what it is. That's the way it is these days with these racing titles. A lot of them launch in early access and they're selling DLC along the way. Either you buy it or you don't buy it. So when Le Mans Ultimate got the GT3s, the game absolutely exploded. Now all these popular streamers that was trashing the game came back to try the GT3s, and they tried to make it seem like they were coming back to see if the game's been improved. No, they saw that the game had exploded and that everybody started moving towards Le Mans Ultimate. So they did the same thing. They came over here and took the opportunity to make videos trying to gain clicks and views. The same thing's going to happen with this game. The same thing could possibly happen with Rensport, but I don't know, because Rensport's pretty much had a bad rep ever since it launched, and it hasn't really gotten any better, because there wasn't really a lot of hype leading up to the full release of Rensport, but there was some hype leading up to this game. And so
at Craig Harris 41 said, "Is this Mass Effect talk parent?"
Craig Harris, my friend, how have you been? Yeah, this is a little bit of Mass Effect. So even though I don't do console war stuff anymore, my friend, there's still, and I moved on to become a sim racer. there's still drama. There's drama over here, and I'm speaking on some of it right now. Um, so yeah, some of those same influencers that's trashing the game right now, once we get that first major piece of DLC, they're gonna come back and act like they're just, you know, taking a peek at the game to see if it's gotten any better when they're just taking the opportunity because the game is hot to get clicks. So there's that. So before we jump into a race, I think one more thing that I want to talk about is a video that Gamer Muscle put out. Gamer Muscle video. And in the title, he said if this keeps up, people are going to quit reviewing racing games. So I guess in particular what he was talking about was Champion Joe of Overtake GG. I guess he put out a video giving his thoughts on Project Motor Racing. I haven't seen it yet, and I don't plan to watch it because when the game launched, after, like, at first I was saving all these videos because I had planned to binge watch all these review videos, but once it became obvious that there was so many negative reviews out there, once it became obvious that some of these influencers are not genuine, they're not genuine in their critique of the game. Some of them, you know, they're just dogpiling. It turned into a dogpiling echo chamber, and they're just jumping on the bandwagon, getting clicks, you know, because bashing this game seems to be what they think is getting them clicks. So there is so many videos and reviews that came across my timeline, and the titles just said it all. You know, is the game really that bad, or worse than I thought? All this kind of shit. So coming back to Gamer Muscle's video, speaking of Champion Joe, so I guess he took a lot of heat for his review of Project Motor Racing. And what Gamer Muscle was trying to say was that he thinks people can't seem to find the gray area when doing a review of a game. That if somebody says something good about a game, they assume that the viewers take it as the reviewer saying the game is 100% good. If a reviewer says something bad about the game, the viewers are taking it as the reviewer, the content creator, is saying the game is 100% bad, and they can't seem to distinguish that. Because I say one good thing about the game doesn't mean it's a good game, and because I say one bad thing about the game doesn't mean it's a bad game. He would be right about
At Craig Harris 41 said, "Happy Thanksgiving, Turkey."
Same to you, my friend, and make sure you watch the Detroit Lions, because Thanksgiving without the Detroit Lions, there is no Thanksgiving. So to continue on, Gamer Muscle would be right in that aspect that viewers may not be able to see the gray area. But I will say a lot of these reviewers bring it on themselves, because if they find something good about the game, they make a clickbaity title in a thumbnail that makes it seem like they're absolutely glazing the game. And then when you watch their video and they point out that something was good, you might say, hey, that's not mind-blowing, it's good, but it doesn't move the needle. And they feel like the video is misleading because it seems like the reviewer was absolutely glazing the game. On the opposite side of that spectrum, they find something bad about the game, and then they make a clickbaity title. This is garbage, and they got the poop emoji over in the corner. Worst game, is this the worst game ever? You know, and then you watch the video, and then they point out something bad in the game, and then you go thinking, okay, it's not as bad as they made it sound. The title in the thumbnail makes it seem they're portraying the game to be absolute dog shit. So coming back to the Champion Joe video, I haven't seen it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it has a clickbaity title, making it seem like it's the worst game ever. It is not. We've already established what's wrong with this game. Okay. First and foremost, the online ranked races. check. That they gotta get that fixed. The AI, not very good. Check. You know, they stay on the racing line and they will not slow down. They will plow right through you if you're in front of them. Check. We got that. Force feedback. There's inconsistencies with the force feedback. Some cars got good force feedback, some of them don't. Check. We got that. Physics. Some cars handle good. Some of them will snap loose on you without an explanation. Check. Those are the 4 things that get my attention about the game. It's not enough to deter me from playing the game, and I don't see it as a deal breaker. They're going to get this stuff sorted out. Like, I think out of all the stuff that people have been complaining about, I would be led to believe that consistent force feedback across all cars might be the easiest thing to fix. But even if they don't fix it, it is what it is, because you go back to Le Mans Ultimate, and the hypercars are difficult to drive. They don't have ABS. They don't have I don't know if they have traction control or not, but it's easy to spin those cars out. They are very hard to drive. I'm not complaining about it. And then the force feedback with Le Mans Ultimate, when you take a car out on the track with cold tires, there's almost no force feedback because the car almost feels like it's moving on ice. But once those tires warm up and it starts to grip, then the force feedback starts to be more responsive. And it's what it is, you know. God, I spent weeks complaining about the force feedback on Forza, and I have reached a point where either you find a setting you like or shut up talking about it. So I went into the settings. I found something that's a little more universal across the board, whereas I was complaining about the drop off. Force feedback is at a state where I can drive the cars. I'm not competitive, but I can still drive the cars, and I can still have some decent fun. So, but yeah, so you're hearing it right here. They're gonna get this stuff fixed, and watch all these giant YouTubers and everybody else come back to the game and act like they're just checking up on the game to see what state it's in. They're just being opportunists, looking for clicks and views and stuff like that. So, but I just don't think this stuff is cool. But I'm done talking about it. Let's to a few races. Okay, unfortunate, it's still the same situation with rank races. Only a couple of registered, so let's have a look at some custom models. Can I get in this one? There's 18 people. So, I gotta get in my trusty Corvette for this one. Where am I at? Yeah, I'm ready. Oh, damn, I made it just in time. The session's about to start. You know what, folks? Tomorrow's Black Friday. And I can admit that, like, I already have this game on PC. I'm curious about the game on console, but not enough to pay $70. So I'm guessing it'll probably be a big Black Friday sale, possibly tomorrow on the PlayStation Store. And let's say Project Motor Racing is part of a Black Friday sale that's 50% off, then I'll go ahead and buy it on PS5 and I'll give it a shot and let you guys know what I think of it. I was watching a stream earlier where a guy was playing on the PS5 and he was using a controller, and the game looked like it was running really, really smooth. You know, you could make a case that it was probably running smoother than PC, but I'm also led to believe that the game was probably running natively on the PS5 at 1080p, probably upscaled to 1440, 1800, 4K, whatever resolution they upscaled it to. And I think the game from the stream, from the PS5 stream that I saw, the game looked okay. The only thing that really stood out to me was the brake markers. As the guy was getting closer to the brake markers, I was noticing a little bit of a ghosted image that you would see that's consistent with DLSS and stuff like that. Um, but other than that, the game looked okay on console from that stream that I saw, and it ran excellent. So I'm really, really curious about it. So hopefully it's part of a Black Friday sale. I'll pick it up. I'll stream it, and I'll give you guys my thoughts as we go along. I think with me running the game at 1080p, I don't think there's going to be much difference visually between my PC and PS5. Oh crap! I got kicked out. I don't know. It's like okay, here's the Northampton. This is so yeah, it looks like I got kicked out of that session I was in. It's not looking like I can. Not looking like I can join them. Let's refresh. Oh, I can't even refresh it, so let me back out of it. See if the server can connect. It's already in progress. Okay, so that's one suggestion that I think I can make for the devs. Like with Automobile Listing 2, you go into these open lobbies, it will show you where they are at. You know, it'll show you like you have like P for practice, um, like Q for quali, and then R for race. And whichever one is highlighted in red, that's the session that they are at. So if you see the R highlighted with a red circle, that means they're in the race. You're not going to waste your time trying to get into that session because you're going to have to wait until the race is over. It'll let you come into the session, but it'll make you wait until the race is over before you can join the next one. If you get there before the race starts, you can still get in there and try to qualify, get some practices, whatever. So I think that they should do that with this game. That they should show you what the status is on the session. Because I'm sitting here all this time waiting to get into a session. It's like I got to back out again. So I think I'm starting to see that too. Once you try to get into a session, you don't make it in there. It looks like you have to back all the way out so you can try to get into another. Nvidia Motorsports Grand Prix. All right, let's see if we can get this the refresh button is grayed out. So I think if I want to get into a session, I might have to actually create my own. But I don't want to create a session only to have to shut it down half hour, 45 minutes later. Nice. All right, I'll try it one time. If that doesn't work, I'll create a lobby. So I'm in a, I don't know, I think today I'm either in a GT3 or GT3 type move. Yep, look at that right there. Sticking to home. So as far as things that needs to be fixed in this game, I would like to think that this is at the top of their list, fixing this online stuff. It's definitely got problems. I don't really care for the 24-hour what it's like. Let's try this solar class. Nope, nothing doing. I can't get in there. Nope, and even the area where it says create server, even that it's grayed out. I can't even create a server. Yeah, that's a big problem right there. That's something they're going to have to address ASAP if they want to get these lobbies populated. Because if they don't fix this, I don't know. Maybe people just play single player races, or if they want to do online races, they're going to move on to another sim. Oh. You actually made it in. No, not. I don't know. I think at the moment I kind of want to hear that. I want to hear that AMG grunt. The thing is okay. So this is authentic. Damage is off. So I'll give them a minute to start the session. If they don't start it, then I'll go and find something different. So for his lobby settings, he doesn't seem to have a set time to practice qualifying, meaning that the race will probably start at his discretion. You know, I'm led to believe that okay, he can start the session whenever he gets ready. qualifying whenever he feels like it, and there he can advance into the race whenever he feels like it. So all that being said, I think we should just go ahead and launch it. Just let people join. It's like that. I've already run out of patience. Yep. The other guy left. Class. Oh yeah, this is G3. I'll stick with you. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they got the countdown going. So hopefully I can get into this session and we don't get kicked off. We got another pointer and everybody's all on G3. So once again, everybody, happy Thanksgiving. Turkey. Don't overdo it though. Don't so much food that you wake up with a super big belly. And once again, watch the Detroit Lions. Now the game kicks off in 40 minutes. So this stream is going to overlap the game a little bit. Let's hear this game.
start of your timed lap. Make it count. Hard luck, mate. Some tough racers out there. We'll have to come up with a good game plan for the race. Good luck, mate. Heads up, you're not racing the back marker in front, just get past quickly. Heads up, you're not racing the back marker in front, just get past quickly. White flag's out. Back marker up ahead is not for position. Get by as quick as you can. Don't lose any time. Marker coming up is not for position. Get by as fast as you can. Don't waste any time. That's a podium, mate. Great drive.
That's crazy. They're going to, looks like they're going to Group C, but this is still multi-class. The Group C car's got a lot of body rolls. I don't want to, I kind of don't want to fly it. I think I want to my trusty Corvette. Yep. This is going to be an interesting race. 4 Group C's, 2 G's. Let me see if Morris is live. I don't hear me. That's. All right, test. Test 1 2 1 2. Test 1 2 1 2. All right. All right, test. Test 1 2 1 2. Oh, and the game crashed on me. That was the first crash. Test 1 2 1 2. Okay, so looks like I've been yapping all this time and the game crashed on me. But looks like I've been yapping all this time and probably not a word I said has been heard. That was the first crash. Content creators, try the games at nope. So, no, I went back to the beginning. That was the first crash. It's gonna be about an hour long because I definitely want to catch the Lions game. Okay, I don't know what that was all about, but all right. Northampton, Sao Paulo GT3. I can do that if it'll let me in. Nope, no dice. Okay, so GT3 Northampton. Yeah, something's definitely going on with that one. So let's see if I can create a server. I got this set for GT3s. I think I want to do the first race at, oh, it's 1 o'clock. So, race 5 laps. Qualifying, yeah, we'll chop it down to 5 minutes. All right, let's see if we can get some people in here. So I'll give it about 5-10 minutes. If we don't get some people in here, then I'll go ahead and shut the stream down so I can watch the Lions game, and then I'll come back and stream something again this evening. Bathurst is if you don't know Bathurst, that is a very tricky track. Matter of fact, I got a Steam achievement. All right, 131 for his ping. He's decent. So much for him. He left. Yeah, I got a Steam achievement for beating someone's lap, and only 0.3% of people achieved got that achievement. So I am in.
At Dublin Drifter said, join us over at Mets Group 5/C at Daytona.
Oh, you know what? I don't have the group 5 DLC. Otherwise, I would jump over there. I kind of wasn't interested in that. I mean, I pre-ordered this game. Honestly, I originally planned to wait until the VR came out before I bought this game, but because they gave us the GTE class as a pre-order bonus, I had to jump on it. And So the very first stream that I did of this game was more or less to take a look at the GTE class, and I just ended up liking the game across the board. So here I am still doing streams.
At the Blendrifter said, "No worries, gotcha."
So, but I appreciate the offer though. Yeah, I bought the base game at $60. So yeah, I'll give it about 5 more minutes. See if we can get some people in here, because the Lions game is about to start here in a few minutes. So in the meantime, let's see who's streaming.
At the Blendrifter said, "Same LOL."
Yeah, as I've said a number of times, this game doesn't do anything amazing, but it doesn't, as far as I'm concerned, is definitely not bad the way some of these creators make it out to sound. And I think from here, they can only go up. The online is the ranked lobbies are in a situation over there, so but yeah, the only way they can go is up. As far as I'm concerned, they've already hit their rock bottom, so the only way they can go up from here is up. All right, a few more minutes. So I think I'm gonna also take a few minutes to run over to the store, Family Fare in particular, and since I didn't cook anything, maybe see if they got a rotisserie chicken. And grab one of those. And that'll be my Thanksgiving Day turkey. All right, looks like I can't get a joiner, so let's get on that. Let's back on out. Brianza, GTO, GT1 at Sebring. Nope, no dice there. No dice there. And no dice there. All right, I'm going to do one quick 5-lap race, and then I'm going to head on out. Qualifying is inconsequential because I'm going to skip all that. They're going to have me starting from the back, which I'm going to have my work cut out for me.
Going to be a messy start, man. So many cars.
All right, let's go.
Get ready, mate.
Oh, okay, there we go with the idiot AI. Oh. And then the hits sound like punches to the face. Oh my god.
Good luck, mate. You can do it.
So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and give these guys some space, and then I'll start walking them down.
At Gaming Legends 007 said, AI learning from online douches.
Oh! Now I know I got some serious damage on that one. I got to do that one over. But let me see what your comment was real quick, Gaming Legends. AI learning from online douches. Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Good luck, mate. You can do it.
I gotta give him this space. I should have looked to see what the AI was set on.
At Gaming Legends 007 said, AI setting douche mode.
Maybe they should make a special idiot daily race. On both Le Mans Ultimate and GT7.
At Eric B. the Realist said, what's up Lincoln waving hand medium skin tone.
Mr. Realist,
At
how
Eric
you
B.
doing?
the Realist said, what's up chat waving hand medium skin tone.
Mr.
At
Realist.
Eric B. the Realist said, happy Thanksgiving turkey fork and knife with plate.
Same to you, my friend. Make sure you watch those Detroit
At
Lions.
Eric B. the Realist said, go Lions lion face.
Yeah, there you go. I was just about to say that. Make sure you eat some turkey while you're watching the Lions. Flying zone exploited. What the hell does that mean? Ooh! Ooh!
At Eric B. the Realist said, you playing this PC?
Yes, sir, I am. However, I am willing to buy it on console if I can catch a good Black Friday deal. Ooh. Ooh. The force feedback on the road, like these grooves and cracks in the road, is pulling the wheel. It's trying to, which is cool. I like that.
At Gaming Legends 007 said, "We'll purchase this once they fix a few things for single player."
Okay, fair enough.
something we didn't. Time to analyze the data.
At HamVR. Said. Hey at Lincoln Claver waving hand.
Mr. Ham, my guy, how are you doing? And happy Thanksgiving. So yeah, I'm actually enjoying a game without the VR. Who would have thought?
At Gaming Legends 007. Said. How does the Logitech feel for force feedback, beeper than Fanatec or issues?
I think it's a good wheelbase as an entry-level wheelbase, and I told what I told people when I first got this wheelbase is I don't regret buying this wheelbase. I regret paying full price for it.
At HamVR. Said. Happy Thanksgiving to you, sir.
Thank you, good sir. So to finish what I was saying, Gaming Legends, I don't regret buying this
At
wheelbase.
Gaming Legends 007. Said. Ham long time no here.
Yeah, the guy's been hiding out. So again, I don't regret buying this wheelbase. I regret paying full price for it. It's $400 retail. I bought it on sale for $350, but then I go on eBay and I'm seeing people selling this wheelbase for $150 or less. So if you're interested in getting this wheelbase, get it off of eBay because you will save a ton of money if you go that route. So even though this is an entry-level wheelbase, I like the pedal set. It's the pedals, like the brakes aren't load cell, but they are pressure sensitive. So in terms of the detail in the brakes,
At Michael Mills 4455. Said. How about the game, should I get it? For real it good.
Should you get the game? Wow. Because there's so much negativity around this game. Some people are disingenuous about it. I personally like the game. I think the best way to sum this game up, in my opinion, I feel like it's Automobilista 2 with rank races. There are some similarities with Automobilista 2 in terms of the physics. Some people might not like that because the physics of Automobilista 2 is pretty much regarded as floaty. So I don't really argue with that. The physics, you know, you could see them as floaty. I personally think the $60 that I paid for this game, just the content alone was worth it to me, because they do give you a lot of cars. And the biggest reason why I bought this game is because of this GTE class. The GTE is my favorite class, and they give you 7 of these cars as a pre-order bonus. So otherwise, I would have waited. And here's one of the biggest reasons why I wanted the GTE class on this game is, one, you have this BMW M8, and right here, one of my favorite cars, this Ford GT. Those are 2 of my favorite cars.
Michael Mills. Thanks for following.
Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Now I'm a knucklehead. I'm loyal to the Corvette. Cause I like, when I first started driving this Corvette on Automobilista 2, I used to make jokes and call this car American junk and all that kind of stuff, but I just kept driving it, and just over time it's become my go-to car. I use this car on Le Mans Ultimate. I use this car on Automobilista 2. I'm using this car here. There's not too many other games that has this Corvette. Forza has it, but GT7 doesn't have it. R Factor 2 has it, although it's an old game. I would love it if Race Room got this game. I mean, this car, whether it's this Corvette C8 or the GT3 version. You know, the right here, the Z06. if they got either of those cars on Race Room, that would be the only car that I would use. What else I like about this game is, like, people say that the cars sound the same and that kind of shit. I don't really feel that way. The biggest thing I'll say about the audio with this game is that the cars kind of sound the same on the inside and the outside, whereas some cars sound totally different. Like the Porsche is one example.
VR said, "Do you have your eyes set on anything for Black Friday tomorrow?"
No, I don't. Something would have to really jump out at me. I mean, in terms of electronics, I got everything I want. I mean, with me already having 4 gaming PCs, nothing out there gaming as far as like computer parts, nothing out there is going to catch my eye. I think the only thing right now that I probably got my eye set on as far as Black Friday is if this game right here is on sale on the PS5. I'm hoping the game will be like 50% off. Now, while this game, I do like this game, and I do feel like the content alone is worth $60, but I don't want to pay $70 for it on console. So if the game is on sale for like $40 or less on console, I think I'll pick it up on PS5. Because I am curious about it, because from what I've seen, a case can be made that the game runs better on PS5 than PC. Although the game's running pretty good for me here though on this PC. You know, on my 4090 PC, that's a given that it's gonna run on that PC. But this PC here, yeah, I've been.
Adham VR said, "For PCs, there's always room for one more." Joke. I'm starting to kit the cabin out. Hopefully moving the sim rig it at the weekend.
Oh, okay. So that means you'll be joining us on the track here pretty soon. So, hold on. Let me turn the AC off. So that being said, Ham, I don't know if I know you got Le Mans Ultimate, but I will speak to my teammates, and if they all agree, I'd like to...
At Gaming Legends 007 said, "Black Friday cushion for your couch setup."
Yeah, because I am doing it like the old days, Gaming Legends. I'm sitting in my bedroom at this Logitech wheelbase, clamped to a folding table, and I'm sitting in a lawn chair. So it's just like the good old days. But Ham, coming back to you, I'll speak to my teammates about it, and if they're okay with it, I'd like to extend an invitation to you to join our team, the VR Vikings, on Le Mans Ultimate for some endurance racing. And as far as I know, on Le Mans Ultimate, our team, the VR Vikings, is the only all VR team. All 3 of us race in VR. I think Andreas uses the Pimax, and Hanez uses the he uses the MetaQuest 3. So yeah, I'll speak to the team and see what they think, and think about it, Ham. You know, think about joining our team. So that's the whole purpose of the VR Vikings, that anyone that joins the team is somebody that races in VR, because that's the whole purpose of the VR Vikings.
VR said, "I need to figure out how get enough power to the cabin.
Oh.
At the moment I've man-fixed in long extension power cable from the house main supply."
Oh.
At Gaming Legends 007 said, "You have to go ham on the racing." Adham VR said, "I'm very out of practice, ask me in a few weeks."
Okay, fair enough. So fair warning about Le Mans Ultimate. The lap times on Le Mans Ultimate, your lap times on Le Mans Ultimate are going to be a lot slower than they were on ACC, because from what I understand, the WEC GT3s are slower than the SRO GT3s, meaning the GT3s on Le Mans Ultimate are going to be slower than the GT3s on ACC. So
at Luis Mathias 1304 said, does SimHub work with this on PS5?
That I do not know, but I can tell you that SimHub works on PS5 on GT7, but it doesn't work directly. You have to run it through your PC.
At HamVR said, I think I can pull up to 2500 watts from one socket without blowing things up, so have to watch my power draw.
Oh, okay, gotcha, Ham. Keep me in the loop. But I'm definitely looking forward to your return. So to answer that question about the SimHub thing, and it's actually Ham who taught me this. My friend Ham VR, who's in the chat, go sub to his channel. He does both sim racing and tech stuff. He does reviews on gadgets, cameras, all that kind of stuff, 3D cameras. So definitely go check him out. He is we took this journey together. When I first met Ham, anybody who's familiar with Gamertag VR, I was a member of his show called the VR Link at the time, and Ham actually used to come in there and heckle me a little bit, and we ended up becoming very good friends. He's one of my best friends on YouTube, and we formed a friendship. Did a lot of racing together on ACC and the Formula One games, and actually the 4 PCs that I talk about, my main PC Voltron that has a 4090 in it, Ham pretty much built it for me. Basically, when I made the decision when my Alienware PC died and I said I want to build a new computer, I said, but I want to pick the parts up right now. I don't want to order the parts and wait for 3-4 weeks. So what he did was he went online and he used my zip code to go to the website that's closest to where I live.
At HamVR said, haha, true that.
Yep.
To this day I still heckle, just a bit less.
Right?
At Luis Mathias 1304 said, I have it set up on PS5 with SimHub. On F1 2025 with base shakers, but PMR doesn't seem to work. At Gaming Legends 007 said, it was Ham that got you off the couch setup.
Yeah, because when I was talking about buying rigs, and I'm like, I found this rig, and he was like, get an aluminum one. So that's how I ended up getting that GT Omega wheelbase. And then, when we first started racing together, our lap times were about the same. But then he started kicking my ass. Him and Salsa, they started kicking my ass, and I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell's going on here? And at the time, I was on a Thrustmaster T150, and those guys had got the CSL DD wheelbases right as they were coming out. And then that's what prompted me to order the CSL DD wheelbase. And when Fanatec started bullshitting and kept sending me letters saying that it's on a boat, it's stuck in China and stuff like that, I just went to their website, and I decided that whichever warehouse in the US has a wheelbase, I'm just going to get it from them. And the only thing they had was a Podium DD1, which was $1,200. So I ended up spending an extra $800 to get that. And so I got that wheelbase, and as far as that goes, the rest is history. So yeah, for a while, Ham was kicking my ass.
Said, aluminum is the right choice. So many options to expand it. Looking at more brackets right now.
I've gone as far as I'm going to go with my rig. I really don't plan to do anything else to it. It's a sturdy rig. It's got the base shakers on it. I'm more than happy with it. So I'm not trying to set up, shit for triples or mouse pad bracket or any of that stuff. I'm good where it's at. Luis Mathis, to come back about the SimHub thing, ironically, Ham taught me how to use the SimHub stuff. So using SimHub, using the base shakers on the PS5, you have to run it through the PC, because the SimHub app has got to be on the PC, and your PS5 and your PC has to be connected to the same network. They have to be connected to your same router. So if if SimHub works for Project Motor Racing, it's probably going to be in that same manner. You're probably going to have to run it through your PC, and all of it's got to be connected to the same network. So, but I will say this: as far as PC goes directly, yes, SimHub does work on Project Motor Racing. My base shakers are working on PC. So I'm gonna have a look-see, see what the score is on the Lions game. Where's that football icon? Give me a score, damn it.
At Luis Mathias 1304 said, "Thank you."
Yep, absolutely.
At
absolutely.
Luis Mathias 1304 said, 320.
Yep, just checked up on it. So, I live in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and naturally, I'm a Detroit fan. I'm a fan
At
of all
Luis
the Detroit
Mathias
teams.
1304 said, GB. At
Oh
MVR
man.
said, "So are you cooking a roast turkey today?"
Nah, I'm home by myself. My son will be here tomorrow, but after this stream is over, I'm gonna run over to Family Fair's supermarket around the corner from me. I'm gonna grab some stuff to drink, and if they have like a rotisserie chicken, I'm just gonna grab one of those, and that's gonna be my turkey for the day. So Luis Mathis, you Green Bay.
At Gaming
Oh,
Legends
God.
007 said, "Started with a folding GT Omega, purchased the chair extension, bought a BMW chair from the scrapyard, cheap but effective setup."
Hey, don't feel funny about that, because I actually think Ham did that when he bought his rig. I think he put an
At
actual.
MVR said, "Nice." At Gaming Legends 007
I think he put an actual car seat on there, if I'm correct, Ham. And as a matter of fact, Ham suggested that I go that route because I would save a ton of money if I were to grab a seat from a salvage yard or something like that. But when I bought this GT Omega rig, I went ahead and bought the GT Omega seat along with it because I didn't want any issues with trying to get the parts to work with each other. I didn't want a situation where the rails were too far apart or too close together for me to make the chair work. So I just bought a GT Omega seat to go along with it, so I would know that there wouldn't be any issues. So as far as my rig goes, the entire rig is a GT Omega, and as far as my equipment goes, it's all
At
Fanatec.
MVR said, "Yes, I've got an actual Sparco racing seat for a car on mine."
Yeah, and I know that Sparkle seat. I know that
At
thing was
Gaming
not cheap.
Legends 007 said, "Yes, fully adjustable up, down, and back."
Oh, cool. So I know that Sparkle seat was not cheap. If that was for a real race car. Let's see what the multiplayer looking like again. I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. NGT.
At HamVR said, "If you want to push the boat out, get a leather one with heating face with tears of joy."
Oh. So the host is using the Corvette, and we got somebody in here from South America wanting to use the Acura. So come on, guy, hurry up, let's get this started. Everybody ready up. Oh shit, but this is at Lime Rock though, so that's going to be a really short track. Not going to be much room for overtaking. But hey, we got the countdown. At least hopefully I won't get kicked out of this session. 10 minutes of practice, 5 minutes of qualifying, a 12-lap race. So if I don't get kicked out of this session, I'll go ahead and do it. But continue to type away, everybody. You know, continue to conversate. You know, I'm always I love interacting with the chat. All right, I made it in. All right, let's put some soft tires on here and let's get out there and make a difference.
AdhamVR said, "You remember Chris Tedder at Lincoln Clay where I played so Arc Raiders last night and ended up having some games with him on that?" At Gaming Legends 007 said, "Waiting for the Steam VR, PC is in other room, rig in front room."
Ooh, that freeze!
AdhamVR said, "I have similar problem, my sim rig is going to be about 50 meters away from my gaming PC. AdhamVR said, "Wow, these cars really do slide."
Yeah, that's that automobile lista stuff. So yeah, if you like the physics of Automobile Lista 2, I could probably recommend this game. But if you don't, probably might not want to mess around with this game. But I will say that once they get the VR support and I start driving in VR, you won't see me swerving all over the place like this.
At Gaming Legends 007 said, "No need for handbrake turns." AdhamVR said, "I looks more like project cars, which makes sense, and they massively reworked the physics for AM.2 from Project Cars.
Session ends in 5 minutes. Good stuff. Quickest lap of the session.
AdhamVR said, if it's a similar game engine, hopefully VR will run good.
Well, this game was built with the same engine used for Farming Simulator. I guess originally they were going to use the Madness engine, but I guess they switched up and decided to use the Farming Simulator engine.
At Gaming Legends 007 said, if it's fun it doesn't matter, worried about the controller handling douches spoiling it.
Well, you do have the option of turning off crossplay, so those people are going to be inconsequential. Well, I had the fastest lap for a split second, and now I'm a 10th off. But this isn't quali, so I'll just go ahead and leave it at that, and I'll make the push when we quali. Is he gonna let me watch him? So yeah, oh, spectate. Oh shit, that King Office got into the King of Fleece, whatever his name is. Look at that damage on the front of that Mustang. So they got a decent damage model too. Alright, so here's the leader right here. He's got the fastest lap. He's about a half second faster than me right now. It looked like he might have some damage. Yeah, that hood looks like it's a little bit crinkled. Yeah, he's got damage. I wish he would have chose a different track though, so we could open these cars up. All right, let's check on the next driver. That's me. This guy's in a Mustang too, and he's got damage. And the other guy in that Acura is just chilling. Oh, look at that. That king of
At
flesh.
Gaming Legends 007 said, "Shame there isn't a Homer Simpson decal for those dough moments."
Dough! Right? So that must be, I'm guessing that must be the end of the session. When it says quit to the main menu, I don't know if that means leave this session or quit to the main menu of this. Okay. All right, next session coming up in 20 seconds. This is the quali. So we got to get in there. Well, I was going to say American muscle, but if anything, that Acura is the only foreign car in here. But depending on how you want to look at it, even though the Acura is a Japanese brand, it's made in America. That same car everywhere else is called the Honda NSX, but here is the Acura NSX. All right, we still got the soft tires. All right, I'm waiting to see if this... Oh, shoot, this is only a 5-minute quali, so I can't sit there and wait on that Acura. One thing I like about pulling out the pits, I like it, but it's unfortunate. When I pull out of here, my car turns into a ghost, so I don't hit him. Because you got idiots on Le Mans Ultimate. Some of them can't come into the pits or get out of the pits without hitting somebody.
You're clear.
At Gaming Legends 007 said, "Have to go, we'll catch the replay later, don't forget to leave a like."
Yep, thanks for popping in, Gaming Legends! Appreciate it. Ah, crap. But look at that. I'm not too far off the fastest lap, though.
One minute remaining in the session.
Oh, that left front tire is red hot.
Checking flag this lap. End of session.
All right.
You bagged second place. Great lap. Let's build on this for the race.
All right. Now that right there, so the king of this, he's got pole. So he should be where I'm at. Wait a minute, let me. Okay, so it's a staggered. The positioning is staggered, so he is in front of me. So okay. So that left front tire is going to take a lot of punishment, and I'm using soft tires, and I don't know if they're going to hold up the whole race. I see him right there on my left. I'm not gonna take him out. I don't get down like that. I got the fastest first sector. Got the fastest second sector.
Flying out there, mate. Nice lap.
No!
Progress on that lead, mate. Keep pushing. Continue to close that gap.
Oh, I got punted. That's not his fault though. That was on me for losing control of the car. But now it's gonna be. I'm gonna have a hard time trying to get past him to catch up to the leader.
Race is halfway over.
Ooh!
At FS Mango Juice said, "Back at it again. I see what's up, bro."
Oh, 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 oh! That's my chance. Oh! We're gonna have to go back and see that replay because I don't know if he clipped me on purpose.
The back marker is not in our race. Make a quick pass and get on with it.
What is going on here, dude? We had a clean race going for a second. Mango Juice, how you doing?
too hard in the corners.
Oh my God! I think how much damage do I got? Okay.
That's a back marker ahead, so it's not a good position. We need a clean pass.
No, I wasn't pushing too hard. He was going too slow through the corners. My tires are red hot.
Just get past quickly.
Oh! I'm too busy looking at the car in front of me, thinking I got a chance to catch him. Oh, damn it! I touched the grass.
Not racing for position.
I touched the grass trying to stay on the outside of him, waiting to see if there was going to be an opening.
At FS Mango Juice said, would you say that this handles somewhat like AMS2?
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely say this handles like AMS2, but probably not quite. I would say that the back end of these cars on this game are more prone to become a little bit loose than they would on AMS2. But fundamentally, yeah, it kind of feels the same as AMS2. So yeah, the physics are, you know, a little bit floaty or slidey as people would say, but I'm used to it with AMS2. I'm used to it. He hasn't changed the track yet. So I'm going to get ready to. He stopped the countdown. I'm pretty much ready to get out of here so I can get ready to watch the Lions game. Let me see what the score is on that. But if he changes class, if he changes tracks, I might do one more race. Well, that settles that. Everybody left. I have not been able to get into this one yet. So
AdhamVR said, GG at Lincoln Claver.
I think if I would have been in VR, I think I would have done a lot better. And I think I would have been able to keep the car under control more. But that's a small track using these GT3s. So, and then I'm carrying a lot of speed into some of those corners. So as soon as you touch that grass, that was kind of a wrap when you hit that. And then like
AdhamVR said, we need to watch some F1 again sometime soon.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, funny that you mentioned F1. I was thinking about doing an F125 stream, which, you know, yeah, I've done them before, but I'm thinking about doing it from this PC. And again, it would be just to show you guys this got a PC with similar specs to this PC. It would be to show you guys that your PC in all likelihood would be able to run that game in VR, although you may have to play with the settings a little bit. You may have to play with the in-game settings a little bit. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing F125 in VR on this PC. Like on my 4090, yeah, it's a given. It's going to run that. It's going to run on that game, and it's going to do what I want it to do. But this game, yeah, over here on this PC, yeah, I might have to play with the settings a little bit. What's he got going? Nope. And this is the one I just came out of. Yep, so I'd have to back out and reset the lobbies. So I've done a race room stream from this PC before, race room in VR, so I know it runs on this PC, and I've even done a Le Mans Ultimate stream in VR from this PC also, so I know it runs. I know it runs on that game too on this PC, and truthfully, it'll run on this PC because I've already tested it. You know, I would have to turn the settings down to medium or even low and play around with the resolution a little bit, but F125 in VR would definitely run on this PC with a native 90 frames and no DLSS or synchronous space warp involved. So the question is how much extra would it tax the PC once I open OBS up and stream from it? But it should handle it. The Packers are up 10-7 on the Lions.
AdhamVR said, I'll using a 4080 laptop GPU for a while. We'll have to see how that handles VR. Or use remote desktop over 40 meters and figure out how to extend USB for the wheelbase.
In my opinion, Ham, that 4080 laptop,
AdhamVR said, asterisk I will be using.
It'll, like, you're built from the ground up VR games, you know, like the Breachers and those kind of games that were originally built for the Quest. Your 4080 laptop is going to run those games easy. These racing games, it should run them. The one game you're probably going to have a problem with is ACC, because I've tested on this PC here in VR. I did have to play with the resolution. I had to set the resolution at like 1900p. And in-game graphics settings on most of the games, I either had to set them on medium or low, but I was still able to run them at a native 90 frames per second. So I have no doubt that your 4080 laptop should be able to run those games in VR. You just may have to compromise with the resolution and the in-game settings a little bit, but it should run them. So yeah, I've been telling people that for months that want to get into sim racing and they don't have a PC. If they want to build a PC, I'm always telling them that if you want to race in VR, at the very minimum, you're going to need a 3070 Ti. But if you want a PC that's powerful enough that it would be able to run all games and still have a tiny bit of overhead left, then I always tell people that they should, at the very least, go with a 3080 Ti. 3080 Ti is still a formidable GPU. It's got 12 gigs of RAM, of VRAM, and it'll run just about, especially if you're in 1440p flat screen games, it'll still run any game. So it's still a formidable PC. So I tell my viewers that if you want to build a PC that's going to be able to run just about anything, but at the lowest possible cost, I always tell them start with a 3080 Ti and get it off of eBay, because they're going for about, you know, when I checked about a couple of weeks ago, they're going for roughly around $350. And then you can get like a 7800 X3D or an 11 or a 12900K off of eBay. You can still get those at reasonable prices at like $300 or less. So if you're willing to, and so to the viewers, if you guys are willing to use secondhand parts, you can build a pretty beefy PC for $1,000 or less. So with this Steam machine coming out, I would not pay a penny over $600 for it. But for anyone who doesn't have a PC and they want to get into PC gaming without the PC headaches, and they want to get a Steam machine, I would say $700 would probably be the max that they should be charging for this thing. So that's gonna do it for me, folks. I want to get to this Lions game, and I will definitely come back and stream something later on this evening. Lots of choices. I can come back and stream Le Mans Ultimate in VR, F125 in VR, Race Room in VR. So it's plenty of games to choose from. I probably won't stream Automobilist 2, because if that's the case, I might as well be streaming this again. They both have a lot of the same cars, but Automobilist 2 does have way more tracks. So, with that being said, I will see you all later on this evening. While I'm watching
at
the Lions.
VR said, "Later's Lincoln waving hand."
All right, my good friend. Have a good Thanksgiving, and see you soon. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. We'll see you later on this evening. And until then, you all know the line: Wakanda forever. Long live the king, and deuces. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, everybody. Eat some turkey.